All afternoon as I've been working in the office, I write my messages. I write my messages on Thursday afternoon. There's the addendum there. Working in the office, there's been the sound of sirens, the sound of wind, Santana winds going, and apparently there's a couple of fires around us someplace. And so it's that sound of the end of summer and fall in Southern California, fire season. If you live in one of the areas where there's fires, first of all, I want you to know that during this time, everybody I know is praying for everyone I know who lives in one of those areas. So I want you to know that you're under a huge umbrella of prayer. But I think there's always that frightening aspect with fire that you never know when it might hit your neighborhood. We got a call in this afternoon saying, hey, you know, there's a fire in this particular area. And I said, yeah, no way it could be my house. I mean, unless it took down the entire hill. Because my house, there's just no fields anywhere near me any longer. So it'd have to be houses. And then Ken looked and he said, no, it's not your neighborhood, but it's a neighborhood over, and 6 houses were burned to the ground already. And we've still been listening to sirens going by the church, and we're probably 10, 12 miles from there. And I thought about the tragedy when something's so fully and completely lost. Debbie and I will laugh about our closets and our garages that are full. And we'll say to each other, you know, if there was a fire, you know, what would we miss from there? And I think, you know, we probably wouldn't even know what we had in there. I wouldn't miss my fishing gear after this week. I really enjoyed my fishing gear this week. My bicycle. I don't know if I'd ever feel up to spending the money on a bicycle again, and I got a really good deal on my bike. Other than that, I really don't know what I would miss from the garage, and yet I've held on to it for an awfully long time. My mom, the house she grew up in burned down when she was about 8 or 9 years old, and the family lost everything. It was the heart of the Great Depression. House burned to the ground, and so they rebuilt from there. But she would often talk about what it was like to suddenly have nothing. Her father being unemployed, and have very, very little hope of any of it ever being replaced. It's one of the reasons my grandmother's Bible is such a treasure. It's the thing my grandmother got out of that house as it burned down. If you're in one of the fire areas tonight, I want you to know that you're in my prayers, and I know that you probably already have a ditch bag, you already have your car packed, you already have those things ready that you think you would take, probably the photos of the kids, probably clothes to wear for the next couple of days, the kind of things that we just feel are essential. Maybe your family Bible, your laptop, cell phone in your pocket. But it's that time when you start to realize there's an awful lot of stuff that we spend a lot of money on, we take a lot of time with, that when it all comes down, it's just really not that important. And we've invested so much of our life in feeling like these things we own are accomplishments. And things are never accomplishments. These relationships that we build, these are accomplishments. These relationships that we reestablish, these are accomplishments. These relationships that we reconcile, these are accomplishments. This ability on our part to release our power and to somehow take on the desire to say, who you are is important to me, and to fearlessly enter in to the challenge, the joy, and the love of each other's lives. This is real wealth. I want you to know that this weekend I'm starting a new series titled Real Wealth. I'm going to be talking about faith, family, and our future. Messages filled with hope. I'm excited about it as I read about it, because I believe that God's Word is filled with real hope for everyone. Even if you don't believe in God, there's real hope there for you, just in the truth that speaks to our heart and humanity. Because every day, for each one of us, it might as well be the fire zone. Because every day, a wind is blowing, and not one of us knows how much time we have, because tomorrow's not promised to us. So today, why not take a look around what you have? Evaluate, why am I holding on to this stuff? The stuff that your kids are going to throw away anyway, why not consider getting rid of it now so they don't have to worry about it later? And then the relationships that maybe you've missed out on because you've been messing around with all that stuff. Why don't you start to focus on new relationships, on old relationships, on rebuilding relationships, on the communion of one another together. It's one of my goals with this, because I long to be the miracle. And I believe that when we get together on these things, we get to be the miracle together. Hey, richest blessings for you this evening. God bless you. I hope you have an absolutely incredible weekend. It's Friday tomorrow. I'm excited.